Now if you know me, in gaming I love a good hub area. Croft Manor from the original PlayStation Tomb Raider games, the OG LEGO game hubs from things like LEGO Batman, Indiana Jones and LEGO Star Wars, the Tower from Destiny, and the Normandy and Tempest from the Mass Effect series. But when it comes to the universe of Mass Effect specifically, the Normandy SR2 and SR1 holds a very special place in the hearts of fans, as it's, in my opinion at least, one of the most iconic spaceships that has ever appeared in a video game, and this is the iconic ship that served as Commander Shepard's primary mode of transportation throughout much of the original trilogy and the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect. While the Normandy SR2 met a sort of unknown fate in Mass Effect 3's ending, being heavily damaged during the events of the Reaper invasion, there are several ways it could potentially make a return in the next Mass Effect game from BioWare, which we know is coming in the hopefully the near future, but again we'll have to wait and see. So let's explore some of them right now. So this is probably the biggest piece of evidence we've had so far for the Normandy potentially returning. And aside from getting a Normandy themed ship in the recent Mass Effect Destiny 2 crossover, we've also had a recent influx of original trilogy Normandy themed merchandise on the BioWare Gear Store, which has been sort of like pushed heavily the past few years since we've had the next game being revealed. But the main piece of evidence that I wanted to talk about here really is as recently as N7 Day 2023, where BioWare dropped this logo image with something very interesting at the bottom of it. If you look under the N7 logo, we can see what appears to potentially be, at least to a lot of people, a shadow of the Normandy, sort of underneath the Normandy. Now, I actually didn't discover this, and I didn't even know it was a thing at the time, but all the credit, I believe, goes to Afaria, also known as Paragon N7 on YouTube, so definitely go check them out. There'll be a link in the description below. But this definitely is a bonkers theory, and screams sort of, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. But the shadow at the bottom of this image definitely looks like it could be from the SR2, or this could just be everyone trying to create something out of nothing with, a lot of copium from the fact that we probably aren't going to see anything from the next Mass Effect game until November during the next N7 Day 2024. But I guess BioWare are the only ones that truly know, and they're probably laughing in the background either if this is the Normandy or if it isn't, as well as the fact that they've probably already shown us the next game's main ship at this point, but I've honestly got no idea. But talking about a few sort of plot points and elements where the Normandy could return, Mass Effect 5 could potentially feature a narrative that involves time travel or alternate universes and a multiverse. We've seen that popping up in things like the MCU, the DCEU, and across other things in gaming as well. So, or they could just introduce something to explain how the hell, where we got from the Mass Effect 3's ending to where we are currently in present day in the next Mass Effect game's narrative, allowing for the Normandy SR2 to make a comeback in some way, shape or form. Perhaps the events of the previous games in the trilogy are actually revisited from a new, different perspective, or the timeline is altered in a way that it allows for the Normandy to return. Now personally, if you ask me, I don't want time travel or multiverse to be touched in any way, shape or form going forward in Mass Effect, as I feel like it kind of leaves the room open for lazy writing. But again, it is definitely something to talk about, and it's definitely something that is a sore contention point in the sort of Mass Effect community. Another way the Normandy SR2 could return in the Mass Effect universe is either if it's reconstructed or repaired for the next game specifically, and given the advanced technology available in the Mass Effect universe, either after Mass Effect 3's ending or in the far future in Andromeda's timeline, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Alliance or some other faction, maybe Cerberus once again, maybe they didn't learn their lesson from the first time, could undertake a project to reconstruct or repair the Normandy. And of course, with enough resources, the original Normandy could be rebuilt from the original parts, or even recreated using advanced manufacturing techniques only found in the Mass Effect universe. Now, another way the Normandy could return is a new protagonist could inherit the ship. If Mass Effect 5 introduces a new protagonist, which could very well be this person right here, they could inherit the Normandy SR2 in some way, shape or form. This could be through a bequest in a will, perhaps if we play as an ancestor of Commander Shepard, or like the son or daughter for example, a discovery of the ship in a forgotten corner of space, maybe during a main story mission or a side quest, or some other plot device that allows for the ship to fall into the hands of our new protagonist. Either that or we're just playing as Shepard again and we have the Normandy. And another way the Normandy could return, this one's even more interesting, is a recovery mission. Now, I've talked about this before, the fact that the planet seen in the reveal trailer could very well be the same planet we visit in Mass Effect 2, to the original SR1's crash site. So the Normandy SR2 could be the subject of a recovery mission undertaken by a new protagonist or a group of characters. Perhaps it's not even the SR2, perhaps this shadow is the SR1, and perhaps we actually go back to Alchera, the planet from Mass Effect 2, and basically rebuild the original Normandy. Not only would that be a sort of blast from the past and a massive nostalgia trip for fans, it would be a cool way to sort of perhaps rebuild the Normandy, but it could be recovered from the wreckage, perhaps of the Reaper invasion or whatever. But again, we could just be recovering the SR2. Again, we'll have to just wait and see. Another way the Normandy come back is via a simulation or memory, or just a, I guess, cameo appearance in some way, shape or form. BioWare know how iconic the Normandy is in the Mass Effect universe, and Mass Effect 5 could incorporate the Normandy SR2 in a different capacity altogether, such as through a simulation or part of Commander Shepard or another character such as Liara's memories. This would allow players to experience the ship and its crew in a nostalgic way without necessarily bringing back it, in a physical form, because BioWare may want to introduce a brand new ship with a brand new interior and squad mate and crew, but this could be a really creative way to perhaps bring back the Normandy in its original form, either from Mass Effect 1, 2 or 3. Perhaps we go into Liara's memories and play it that way. I think that would be a really cool way, even if it is just for one mission or a cameo. Regardless of how it's reintroduced, the return of the Normandy SR2 in Mass Effect 5 would be undoubtedly met with excitement from fans, as it represents a beloved symbol of the franchise's history and legacy. Its presence would serve as a reminder of the epic adventures of obviously us playing as Commander Shepard and the rest of the old crew from the original trilogy, while also potentially opening up new storylines and possibilities for the future of the series. Obviously, this theory completely falls apart if the game takes place in Andromeda and is essentially a sequel to Mass Effect Andromeda, but I think with all of the recent push for the merch and crossovers, the fact that we also had the Normandy appearing in No Man's Sky, I kind of feel like BioWare are leaning more on the original trilogy, but they are obviously incorporating Andromeda in some way, shape or form, so we're going to have to wait and see. And by the way, I'd love to hear from you all in the comments below. Tell me what you think. How do you want the Normandy to return at all? And how do you think it could actually return? And tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and for more information and news regarding the next Mass Effect game in the series from BioWare, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, the Discord chat's in the link below, and I'll see you all in the next one, and I hope you all have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.